them. And then you immediately get called by the New York Times or somebody because they're very, I mean, they truly are the enemy of the people. They're the enemy of the people. Those people right there, not all of them, but about 91%, they're the enemy of the people. So they'll say, oh, he got fired, therefore he... And the interesting thing about firing people, you can fire them really nice, like I've taken months nice and easy, have lunch, let's think about it, In the end, they get fired, and then they wake up the next morning, that son of a bitch fired me, right? Or you can do like I did on The Apprentice, you're fired, get the hell out of here. Doesn't matter. When you fire somebody, you fire somebody. I've learned after years, you might as well just fire them. Then I do another thing, I say, and I wouldn't do that again, because I'm a nice person. I don't want to hurt somebody. I say, give me a letter. You know what that means, give me a letter. I said, look, it's not working out. You're not the guy for me. Give me a letter of resignations. I say, give me a letter. Everyone knows what that means. So a guy will write a letter, dear, and then he'll say,
Columbus? Venture Cornish கிட்ட இருந்து phone.
Holy shit. அவங்க கொடுத்த ஃபண்டிங்ல இருந்து தான் அமெரிக்காவை சுத்தி பார்த்தோம்னு நினைச்சுப்பானுங்க. ஹலோ யோ ஹைனஸ், இல்ல நமஸ்தே ஃப்ரம் இந்தியான்னு சொல்லவா? போட்டோஸ். சரி சார், கண்டிப்பா.
ஏய், லாமா சைடு.
ஒரே ஒரு செகண்ட், உங்களுக்கு அனுப்புறேன்.
மேஜிக் எரேசரால் தேவையில்லாத விஷயங்களை உங்க போட்டோவுல இருந்து அழிச்சிடலாம். கேன்வா இதயத்துல இருந்து வடிவமைக்க.
Phenomenal, and he turns out to be a stiff. But I had some people that were, you know, like a guy like John Bolton. A friend of mine calls me after I put him on. He said, don't hire that guy. He's no good. He's bad news. He's dumb as a rock and all that stuff. I said, it's a problem, but I like him for a different reason. He's the one that got Bush, him and Cheney and a couple of other of these lunatics. They got them to go into the Middle East and to create war in the Middle East, to spend $9 trillion. Remember, I used to say, don't go into Iraq, but if you do go in, keep the oil. Well, they went in, but they didn't keep the oil. They didn't keep anything. You know, Iraq is a massive oil country. They have $400 billion right now. But I said, don't go in. But I said it as a civilian, so people cared because for whatever reason, I get a disproportionate amount of publicity. And someday he's going to explain to me why. Will you explain that to me? So even as a civilian, sort of, before I ran, but I'd be very much, involved with things and statements. They'd call and ask. But I said, don't go in. They went in. It was such a bad decision. So Bolton, see again, you get back, Bolton, a real dope. But I thought he'd be great because he was so stupid. He was like a boiler. Every time, if somebody shot down a little tiny crappy drone that cost about $15, he'd want to go to war with Russia. I said, no, I think... He was great for me, though, for a period of time because he was a nut job and everybody... I could see his face get red with that stupid white mustache. And he'd be ready to explode. And this was good for me. I went to Kim Jong-un in North Korea. I took this moron with me. And he never said anything. But when Kim Jong-un saw him, he said, oh, shit, I think the guy wants to go to war. So he was great for me to negotiate with. The same thing with Russia. You know, when Putin saw him, I'd be very nice. I'd say, hi, Vladimir, how you doing? And then Putin's, 2 rows back, and he'd see that moron, and he'd say, holy shit, this guy wants to go to war with me. And I got a lot of what I wanted. You know, we killed, as you know, the Nord Stream 2. I killed Nord Stream 2. That's the other thing that's great. Their PR sense, their political sense, very interesting. They love to say that I was a friend of Russia. I worked for Russia. I was a Russian spy. These people are sick. The biggest job Russia ever had is Nord Stream 2. This is the biggest pipeline like in the world. Goes from Russia to Germany and all over Europe. I killed it. Nobody would kill it but me. I stopped it. The thing was half built, dead. then there's obviously, look, in all fairness to Biden, he was dumb 35 years ago. He was a dumb guy. It's true. It's true. But he comes in and he approves it, but he stops the Keystone pipeline, which really we need. That's our pipeline. But think of it.
Wrong country.
Yeah, but think of it. It's rough. It's rough stuff. He stopped. I said, wait a minute, it's supposed to be the other way. Let Keystone go, but stop the Russian pipeline. And I went to the Germany and the different countries, but mostly Germany, and say, so let's get this straight. We're helping you and guarding you from Russia, but you're paying Russia billions of dollars a month for oil. How's that working? That's not working, dude. I mean, the whole concept. Anyway, I stopped it. And then I keep reading stories that, oh, I was a puppet for Russia. Putin actually said to me, if you're a puppet now, I'd hate to see if you were angry, because this was the biggest economic job. This was the most important thing that they probably had ever done, and I stopped it. It's all about the people, Tucker. If you have the right people, it goes beautifully. It's like in my real estate business. If I have a good building here and I have a good superintendent of the building, and that guy's doing a great job, and I've done it over the years with my father, would have a building and another building, and you'd have a great super here and a lousy super there. The one here, the building, everything was perfect. Over here, everything was crappy. So now I say, let's take this super, move them over here. It worked beautifully for there, but not for there, because now all of a sudden that one doesn't. It's all about the people. You gotta put the people in. And if I have any complaint about myself, and I don't really blame myself, because in all fairness, I became president of the United States, and I never did this stuff before, you know? It's pretty good. I never did it before. I was driving down Pennsylvania Avenue with Melania, the new First Lady, who's great. People love her. She's got the #1 selling book. Tucker, she's got the number. Melania right now has the #1 selling. Go out and buy it. It's a great book. It really is. But think. So I had never done it before, and I do it. We had 18 people, including me. We had debates, and all of a sudden, we had 17, 16, 15, and they started disappearing. And a lot of people thought I was doing it just for fun. You did. I think Tucker did too. He thought I was having a good time. I was having actually having a good time. But all of a sudden, did you notice they started to disappear? Then you have 10 people, and then you had low energy people. You had a lot of interesting people. And then I came up with nicknames for everybody, and for the most part, they were extremely destructive, right? We had some beauties. We had some, like Pocahontas because I don't use my Republican names anymore because I'm friendly with all those guys. We retired those names. But all of a sudden they start, and then we get down to 10, so now 8 are gone, and we're down to 10. Remember, we needed 2 stages because there were so many. I said, we have the children's stage, and then we have the grown-up stage. And it was all based on the numbers, the ratings, the numbers, your popularity, how you're doing. So then we're 10, then we're 8, then we're 5, then we're 4, 3, 2, 1, right? And all of a sudden, I'm the nominee, and everyone thought I didn't want to be, but I did want to be. Don't let them tell you that. They said, he didn't, all these geniuses, they said, he didn't really want to win. He's extremely upset that he would, no. If you're going to play, win, and some people were surprised. But you heard that I didn't want to win, and I was miserable that I won. No, that's a false story. That's their own misinformation, a term I use a lot, and now they use it all over. I always say misinformation, disinformation, and now everybody says that, so I don't use it anymore. But what happens is I end up being the nominee, and then I watch the other side, Bernie Sanders and Crooked Hillary, go at it. And it's Crooked Hillary. And all of a sudden, I'm fighting against Crooked Hillary Clinton, who's a smart woman, much smarter than Kamala, but doesn't lie as much. Hillary was a liar, a horrible scoundrel, but this one lies so much. And she's a low IQ individual. She doesn't even know she's lying, I'm telling you. This is not what you want for your president. That has nothing to do with me. This is not what you want. She's a very low IQ individual. She's dumb as a rock, and you can't have that. You can't have that. We love our